Hey everyone, it's Jaron here with Airframes Alaska, and today I'm going to show you how to pack the Nunatak Apex into a backpacking backpack for your backcountry trips. So all the gear in front of me here is kind of my base loadout for whenever I go into the backcountry. I've got my sleeping system, my cooking system, my puffy jacket, a couple things in the net of my backpack already. That's mostly just food and a water filter. But this is what it looks like when I'm getting set up to head out into the mountains, like where we are out here today. So chances are, if you just picked up your Nunatak Apex, it's gonna look something like this inside of its ruck pod here. Now this bag is awesome for storing the tent or putting it in your car or taking it along with you on maybe a polk sled or four-wheeler or something of that nature. Now for me personally, regardless of what tent I'm taking, I'm typically gonna take it out of its storage container to put it into my backpack. That way I can have flexibility as far as where I put the body of the tent, where I put the poles of the tent, where I put the stakes of the tent around my backpack, just to help disperse weight to make it a more comfortable load. So that's what I'm gonna show you how to do with the Nunatak Apex today. So now I'm gonna show you what it looks like to unpack the Nunatak Apex from its ruck pod here, and just kind of show you what my thought process is of how to unload this and what I'm gonna take and put in my backpack and what I'm gonna leave behind. Okay, if you just got your Nunatak Apex, it is not gonna look exactly like I have it here. The tent body itself is going to be nicely folded in the ruck pod instead of being stuffed inside of its stuff sack. This is just how I've had it now since I've taken this one on a couple trips already. So now that we have the Nunatak Apex opened up outside of its ruck pod, I can see what I have to work with here. I'm just gonna start organizing things and putting them into my bag as if I was packing for a backcountry trip. Now the body of the tent here, I typically put at the very bottom of my bag. I run a Hyperlite 55 liter, which is a frameless bag. So this provides a nice shape for the bottom of my bag, and it sits very nicely there. I've had really no issues with it so far being down there. But again, depending on the kind of bag that you're using, the kind of trip you're going on, the amount of weight that you're carrying, this will probably end up in different spots depending on what you're doing. So packing this up is just as simple as removing the tent body itself from your stuff sack, or if it's already folded up nicely for you because you just got this, I would unfold it, stuff it in there just like I'm doing right now. That's just what I do. And just kind of stuffing it in the bag like a sleeping bag. And as you can see, it compresses quite nicely down into my bag. Still have quite a bit left over to put my sleeping gear and cooking gear in, which I'm gonna do now. So next, I typically like just to put my sleeping system in. And then my cooking system. And then my puffy jacket, which is also my pillow. So now I'm gonna put the center pole and halo on the side of my bag here. I do tend to keep them in the carrying case like this. It just keeps things a little bit easier just to keep track of, and a little bit of ease of mind just so I know they're all in here. So now we have the center pole and halo securely attached to the side of my backpack. Again, this is just what has worked for me with this bag specifically. If you have a different bag, I'm sure you already have a place in mind to put these. This is just an idea. Okay, so last but absolutely not least are the stakes. I just put these right here on the outside of my bag just for quick access. And they just fit nicely right here. You may have noticed I'm missing the Vapex liner in this loadout. It's summer here in Alaska, so I'm not worried about getting too cold at night, so I'm gonna skip bringing the Vapex just to keep things light and nimble for trips like this. Now another option you have with the Nunatak Apex is to bring our lightweight titanium folding stove, which packs down nicely into this bag here. While I typically don't bring this with me during the warmer months, this thing becomes an essential during the winter for those cold, long, bitter nights. And especially if you have several people going with you, this is a super easy stove to take with you out into the backcountry, especially if you're polking or if you're taking snow machines out on a trip. This is a great option just to keep things warm and toasty. And the thing that I found with the Nunatak Apex is that it's a fantastic tent for when you're going on a trip with 2 or more people. You know, you can take it if you're just going by yourself. It is kind of a big tent just for one person. I've done it before for R&D trips or for video trips, and it works out great, but it really shines when you have 2 or more people and you still have wonderful headspace. I'm 6'4", and I can stand up all the way, still with headroom in the tent when it's fully set up, which is honestly very, very rare and kind of a breath of fresh air, especially if it's raining like this. You're not feeling too cramped in the tent for hours on end. So that was a quick look into how I personally pack the Nunatak Apex down into my 55-liter backpack. This is a great tent for taking you and a couple friends out into the backcountry for a weekend or longer. We love seeing the places you guys have already taken this tent, and we're looking forward to seeing the places you'll take it in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on our socials or visit our website at airframesalaska.com.